welcome to my channel. Thanks for stopping by. So we're going to talk today about a few books that I just finished reading, as well as some that were gifted to me or that I bought. And let's get started. So the first one was Kneaded to Death by Winnie Archer. Really sweet book in the Bread Shop series. So it starts out with Ivy Culpepper, who has decided to come back to Santa Linda, California, because her mother has passed away and her father and her brother are there, and she's wanting to support them and to have that, to help heal herself as well. So while she's there, she starts to make friends with some of the people in town. And Olia Diaz and her sisters run this bread shop. And so she has made friends with Olia, and Olia has asked her if she would take a bread making class. So she decides to do that and discovers she's actually quite good at it. And the shop is called Yeast of Eden, which I thought was really cute. And so while she's involved in all of that, one of the people who normally comes to the different classes for bread making ends up getting killed. So she is, immediately kind of involved in all of that and trying to figure out who did it because she wants to make sure, of course, that the sisters don't get accused of anything. And so while she does this, she starts to discover that maybe all of this might have something to do with her mother's death, even though her mother's death was ruled an accident. So it's a lot of intrigue, a lot of different characters. There's also I don't remember his name, but kind of a slow burn with a guy that she used to be involved with, and then he kind of went in the army and disappeared out of her life, and now he's back. So it's yeah, a lot of things going on. So it was good. I really enjoyed the Diaz sisters. They play off each other so well. It's you definitely get the sister vibe with some of the things that happen. Um, Ivy and her family were all good characters. I really liked Ivy and the way that she interacted with them. And, you can really feel the father's pain and kind of his apathy about everything else because he's still grieving his wife. It was really good that way. And the relationships that develop between Ivy and Olia, and there's another woman, and darned if I can't think of her name at this moment, but she's an older woman as well who was friends with Olia, but there was some history between them, and they kind of fell out of favor with each other. But she was really sweet as well. So it really makes me want to continue the series. I'm anxious to get back to that town and to kind of learn more about the sisters and about Ivy and the neighbors. And yeah, it was really good. And um, it's been, one of the ones I kept meaning to start for quite a long time. So I'm really glad I got through to the finish the first one. So also, I believe it was Tiffany from the Beach Bum Bookworm had done a live stream the other night that actually had Winnie Archer on it, who is the author of Kneaded to Death. So if you're interested in kind of learning more about her and some of the books that she has, you can pop over there and take a look at that. So anyway, all in all, I would give it 5 out of 5 stars. So really enjoyed that one. So the next one that I read actually was actually was on the I don't know if it was on the list, but it actually is a Regency. I know I said I was doing Regency this month, and I am, but there's a few mood reads here and there too. So this one though was a Regency. It was called the Debutante's Code, and it's book one of the Thorndike and Swan Regency Mysteries. So I didn't even know they had Regency Mysteries. So this was kind of exciting for me because, you're combining a little romance, a little mystery. I like that. So it was definitely not what I was expecting in a Regency, but really enjoyed it. So this one involves Lady Juliet Thorndike, and she is ready to, start her season in London society. She comes home from finishing school and discovers her parents aren't there. Her uncle ends up picking her up and taking her home, and he says that, they have an estate in the country or something. They had to go there to handle things. And she's thinking, like, what the heck? Like, I've been gone for years at this finishing school, and now I come back expecting you to help me with this first season, and you're not here. So she's a little resentful of all that and not real happy about it. So one of the things that she and her father had done over the years that she was at finishing school, and probably I think before that too, he would send her little letters, but they would be coded, and she would have to discover what the code was to read the letter. So she got to be very good at it. And so during her time, going to these balls and things, she discovers that there was something that he left her that was coded. And when she manages to read the letter, it says that she needs to talk to her uncle and get him to tell her the truth. And she has no idea what's going on. So she does that. She talks to her uncle and she finds out the truth is that her parents are spies for the crown and that she too could go into that family business and involve herself in that too. So the rest of the story is all about them trying to retrieve these artifacts that they need so that people that are spies don't their names don't end up in the wrong hands. And with all of this going on, of course, things start to get stolen. There is, the police presence. And one of the people who is investigating this, the lead investigator, actually is quite enamored of Juliet when he sees her at all these different events. And she really likes him as well. But of course, he's below her station because he's a police officer and she's a debutante. But it's so good. Like I was just kind of floored with how good it was, really. There was all the things that you'd want in a Regency, like there was the elegance and there was the balls and the kind of rules of etiquette, like any Regency era novel. But that was kind of, I felt that was kind of where the comparisons end because the main character, not that you can't be in a Regency novel, but the main character was smart and resilient and flexible with her ideas. And then the police officer, too, was very well educated and he was different than his peers and very methodical. And the fact that she gets involved in all of these things and is doing things that you wouldn't normally do as a debutante really kind of amped up the fun for me. Kind of, I mean, in a much different way, but if you've watched or read the Bridgerton series, kind of the way that, excuse me, kind of the way that Lady Whistledown, sneaks into like these parts of London or wherever. Are they in London? Yeah, London. Sneaks into these parts of London where a lady wouldn't go. So it's that sort of thing, right? So really good. So I would give that one 5 out of 5 as well. So it's been a good reading month so far, and we're only 6 days in, so not bad. So the next one I finished was an arc from NetGalley. So excited to get it, and I keep saying it's not fall yet, and we're getting there, and all of these things, but let's face it, I'm a pumpkin spice nut too, and I really enjoy fall. So to have something a little witchy, I really enjoyed. So this one is called The Grim Steeper, and it's number 3 in the Witch's Brew. I don't think I've read the other two, but I will go back probably and read them. Um, so this one is about Phoebe Winchester, and she has a book and tea store called the Earl's Study, and she's invited this famous birder to come to the store to promote his new book. So his name is Sebastian, and he comes to the store and has a couple of his people with him, and they're setting things up and kind of rearranging things. And she's, not particularly happy, but she's letting it happen. And one of the people that shows up, her name is Melody, and she says, "Okay, like." Phoebe's thinking, all right, that's fine, but where is the guy I've been talking to through email for the last. Okay, sorry about the interruption. That was my groceries getting delivered. So we were talking about the Grim Steeper. So Phoebe has invited Sebastian the birder to come to the shop and promote his new book. So the person who doesn't show up, his name is Deacon, and she's been talking to him through email for weeks, and he was supposed to be kind of the one in charge of all this. Anyway, he's gone, he's out. Melody is in. And so Melody comes along with Colin, who looks after the social media aspect of everything. And Melody does all the other things to promote Sebastian's books and to get him set up with events. And so it turns out that Deacon was fired and must have been quick because she was just talking to him. But nobody really wants to talk about it. They're going to do a book signing, and then the next day they're supposed to go on a nature walk to find different birds. So, all well and good, they do the book signing. Deacon shows up in the middle of it, and he and Sebastian have an argument, and everybody, small town, everybody's like on their pins and needles there on the edge of their seats, wondering what's going on. So she sends Deacon off to sit in her office and says, like, after they're done signing, you and Sebastian can have a talk. So the signing finishes. She goes looking for Deacon. He's gone. So she thinks, okay, whatever. So Melody and Connor and Sebastian all go back to the hotel, and Sebastian ends up getting killed. So then Phoebe is right in the middle of this, trying to figure out who killed him. She feels kind of responsible because he is there to promote his book at her shop, and he gets killed while he's in this small town. So it's, she really wonders what's going on. So that one was really good. I was really glad that I got to read it. It was so sweet, and I just love the characters from Raven Creek, where it takes place. And Phoebe has a cat, and that usually is enough to make me love the book anyway. But her cat's name is Bob, which I also think is adorable. So he comes to the store with her nearly every day. He goes in this little backpack. She takes him there. He has like a little bed there where he sleeps. And, I joked with Wonderful Husband that there's no way Dudley would do that. He'd be out the door the moment someone opened the door to come in the bookstore. But Bob seems okay with it. So that was all really sweet as well. And then she makes these custom iced teas, which all sound amazing, and makes me think I need to try my hand at them because they do sound really good. Oh, and on top of it all, I forgot one of the most important things. Phoebe is a witch, and she came into her powers late in life, and so she doesn't really know what the heck she's doing. So she knew that she calls it's a certain type of witchcraft, and I can't remember what she calls it, but doesn't matter. But she has the power to stop time, apparently, but she doesn't know what else she has, if anything, because she's just trying to figure this out. And where she's living and the shop that she took over and everything was actually her aunt's, who was also a witch and had passed away. I forgot, like, I should have led with that. But anyway, so all of that is interesting. And then she's, like I said, really trying to figure out what's going on. So that part was really cool too. So the people that work with her are really loyal to her, and she has a love interest that she's just starting to get to know. And yeah, it was amazing. It was really good. Totally made me want to read whatever else she's written. So I'm gonna go look for those things during spooky season and see what else I can find. So that one I would give 5 out of 5 as well. So like I said, it's been a really good reading month so far. I can't complain at all. So then we've got the books that I ended up acquiring. So I had sent Wonderful Husband to Chapters, which if you're in the States or somewhere else, it's like Barnes and Nobles, that sort of thing. It gets either called Chapters or Indigo or Kohl's. I think they're all kind of one big conglomerate at this point. But they apparently were having a sale, the same place that he works, because that location was going to go out of business. So I thought, great, sales should be good. So I sent him and I said, take a look at the Cozy Mysteries. I said, it doesn't matter what you get me. I said, kind of what I like, and so long as it's cozy, I'm good with it. And I said, they should have some good sales on because of the fact that it's, they're going out of business. So he comes home, bless his heart, with 3 Cozy Mysteries for me. But when I kind of delve into it further with him, he didn't see any sales and nothing seemed to be on sale, but he still got me the three cozy mysteries. So he's a sweetheart. So whether or not there's going to be a sale at that location, I have no idea. But anyway, so the first one he got me, and he did really well because none of them were ones that I had. So I thought he did great. So the first one is by Kate Carlisle, and it's called Little Black Book, a bibliophile mystery. So, and you see the little cute cat there, and it's got a bit of fall vibes. It's got like a nice cozy blanket on the bench and stuff. It looks really good. And just a quick bit off the back here. It just says Brooklyn and her hunky husband, security specialist Derek Stone, have just returned from a trip when a little black book arrives in the mail from Scotland. The book is a rare British first edition of Rebecca, and there's no sender's name on the package. The next day, Brooklyn's old friend Claire Quinn shows up on Brooklyn's doorstep. Claire recently discovered her beloved aunt was missing, and her home in Scotland had been ransacked. Claire found proof among her aunt's belongings that she had sent the package to Derek, but why? Claire believes both her own life and her aunt's are in danger and worries that her past might be coming back to haunt her. So that one sounds really good. I'm looking forward to reading that. And the next one was a hat shop mystery by Jen McKinley, and it's called Death of a Mad Hatter. And this one definitely gives like spring vibes. That's the way it looks. And it says Scarlett Parker and her British cousin Vivian Tremont are hard at work at Mim's Whims, their ladies' hat shop on London's chic Portobello Road, to create hats for an Alice in Wonderland themed afternoon tea, a fundraiser for a local children's hospital. It seems like a wonderfully whimsical way to pass the hat, and Scarlett and Viv are delighted to outfit the Grisby family, the hosts, who are hoping to raise enough money to name a new hospital wing under their patriot. Doesn't matter. Unfortunately, the Grisby heir will not live to see it. He's been poisoned. When traces of the poison are found on the hat Scarlett and Viv made for him, the police become curiouser and curiouser about their involvement. Now the ladies need to don their thinking caps and find the Tea Party crasher who's mad enough to kill at the drop of a hat. So that one sounds really good, and I've never heard of that series, so interested to read that. And the last one he found was a Jane Austen Tea Society mystery, and it's called A Murderous Persuasion by Katie Oliver. And love the little cat there too. And I'm not, as you know, if you've watched the channel very long, I'm not a big Jane Austen fan, but this isn't Jane Austen, so we'll see. It says Phaedra Brighton has her life all figured out. She has a profession she enjoys, a wonderful, if exasperating, cat, and a cozy carriage house on the grounds of her aunt's inn. She does not need Captain Wentworth to sweep her off her feet, though she would not mind a Mr. Darcy. But when Aunt Wendy decides she is selling Laurel Springs Inn, Phaedra faces losing her beloved home. In a last-ditch effort to drum up more business, Phaedra convinces Wendy to host an immersive persuasion-themed murder mystery weekend. It's a foolproof plan to draw attention to the establishment in the hope of saving it, until make-believe becomes reality and one of the participants winds up dead. So that one sounds like it would be really good, and I do love a good murder mystery. And then the other ones I had purchased for my Kindle. Uh, I do a lot of surveys and things, and some of the survey companies that you work with, after you build up so many points, they will give you a chance to get a gift card. And I always pick Amazon because of books. So it's just that simple, just because of books. So I did pick up two. So the first one was one I've kind of been seeing a few different places, and it really sounded like it would be something that would interest me. It's called Have You Seen Luis Velez? And it's by Catherine Ryan Hyde. And it just says Raymond Joffe feels like he doesn't belong, not with his mother's new family, not as a weekend guest with his father and his father's wife, not at school where he's an outcast. After his best friend moves away, Raymond has only two real to the feral cat he's tamed, and to a blind 92-year-old woman in his building, who introduced herself with a curious, "Have you seen Luis Velez?" Mildred Gutterman, a German Jew who narrowly escaped the Holocaust, has been alone since her caretaker disappeared. She turns to Raymond for help, and as he tries to track Louise down, a deep and unexpected friendship blossoms between the two. And so it goes on from there. So, anyway, it sounds really interesting. Like, I'm not sure, if the woman is old enough and maybe has Alzheimer's or something. I'm not sure if maybe something bad happened to this person. I don't really know. So, interested to find out. And the other one that I got was Stars of Alabama by Sean Dietrich. And this one says when 15-year-old Marigold becomes pregnant amid the Great Depression, she is rejected by her family and forced to fend for herself. And when she loses her baby in the forest, her whole world turns upside down. She's even more distraught upon discovering she has an inexplicable power that makes her both beautiful and terrifying, and something of a local legend. Meanwhile, migrant workers Vern and Paul discover a violet-eyed baby and take it upon themselves to care for her. The men soon pair up with a widow and her two children, and the misfit family finds it, sorry, and the misfit family finds its way in fits and starts towards caring of each other. As survival brings one family together, a young boy finds himself with nary a friend to his name as the dust storm rages across Kansas. 14-year-old Coot, a child preacher with a prodigy's memory, is on the run with thousands of stolen dollars, and the only thing he's sure of is that Mobile, Alabama is his destination. As the years pass and the World War looms, these stories intertwine in surprising ways, reminding us that when the dust clears, we can still see the stars. So again, that's, they sound really good. The fact that I had a gift card to get them with certainly helped. you know, so yeah, really looking forward to reading those as well. So that's kind of the books I've acquired, which was great. And right now I'm reading two or three other ones, and one of them at this moment, I don't think any of them are Regency. Apparently, I'm a mood reader, but the Regency ones are coming. They are, I'm almost finished one that I was listening to on Libby. It kind of got bumped to the top because it came up for me to read, and I need to read it before I have to send it back to the library. So I'm almost finished that one, and then I'll start on another Regency. So that's what's happening here. Feeling a little better today. Yesterday was a tough one. I don't know what sets me off sometimes, but I could barely move my fingers yesterday, so felt like a lot of arthritis in there. I mean, it's getting cooler here, but it's not cool enough for that, so I don't know. Anyway, I can wiggle everything today, so it's all good. So hope everybody has a great day, and hope this week is going well for you. If you've been sending little ones back to school, hope everything is working out. Or if you're going back to school yourself, hope you can find your classes and, like your professors. All right, talk to you soon, friends. Bye-bye.